Welcome back. With President Biden and former President Trump duking it out stateside in the run-up to the election day, a big Conservative win sending shockwaves throughout Canada. With Prime Minister Justin Trudeau up for election next year, some are calling the Conservative win in Toronto a rejection of Trudeau's Liberal Party policies. Let's break it all down here with our Canadian expert, Michael Charbon, with the host of the Charbon Report. Always great to see you. All right, I'll set this up for our viewers. So it was a real upset here. Canada's Conservative Party candidate, Don Stewart, beating Liberal candidate Leslie Church, 42% to 40%. This is in Toronto's St. Paul's district. So, I mean, this is, maybe you can tell me a little bit more about this district. Why was this such a big win for Conservatives?
Well, because the Liberals held this for 31 years, John. I mean, this is Fortress Toronto. The chain's coming off the bike, it's going down a hill to a cliff, and they got no brakes. I mean, if they held this for 31 years, and as I said, Fortress Toronto, the papers are calling the loss devastating. It's a slow collapse, a foreshadowing of the Canadian electorate. While across Canada, interestingly enough, ministers of parliament are saying we're not going to run in the next federal election.
Interesting.
You know, John, well, desertion is a sign of bad leadership, you know? No belief in mission complete.
Yeah.
I mean, 70% of Canadians believe what Poilievre said is Canada is broken, and 32% strongly agree. This is not good news for the Liberals, anyways. I mean, the Conservatives have got a stronghold, and Poilievre is asserting himself.
So there's a crack here in the Liberal policies. And do you feel that there's going to be more changes? Do you think that other districts, maybe in Ontario, are going to start voting Conservative?
Yes, because they're sick and tired. When you see what it costs, we are exactly the same as the States in so many ways. Immigration is bad. The cost of things have gone up. Milk, bread, eggs, inflation, the payment for your mortgage to survive. It's been 3 months that some people have not paid just the minimum on their credit card debt. And Canada leads the G7 in having the most debt. Our debt has gone up. All the same characteristics that you in America are facing as a result of the liberal democratic leadership. Yeah. And it's coming to an end. And like I said, after 31 years of being a liberal doctrine in Fortress Toronto, and they get upset, and the liberal MPs are saying we're not running because they don't want to go down with the Titanic. Right. That's a pretty realistic situation.
So the big debate, everyone's talking about it down here in America. How is the media up in Canada covering the debate? Did they see how bad Biden's performance was? I know there's a lot of liberal outlets up there in Canada. How is it being covered in Canada?
So first of all, Canadians have to be intelligent enough to subscribe to Newsmax, because that gives Canada some type of context, because otherwise we're only fed CNN or CNBC. But I got to tell you, when Van Jones on CNBC fesses up and said, we got a real problem here, yeah. You know that things are bad. I mean,
Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead there, Michael.
No, they said Biden's unwell. Everybody sees what's going on. And one of the comments is that really what resulted after 8 days and 16 consultants? I mean, it's a sad situation. And some people are calling out his wife, Dr. Jill, as why are they putting him up there? Because it is absolutely evident. Now, I don't think Trump did the best performance either. There were some things that he said that weren't necessarily a stretch of the truth, if you wish. But he definitely came out ahead, and you can see that Biden is wailing, and it's sad to see. It really is.
It really is sad. And before we go, we got to talk a little hockey. This one is painfully I had to watch. I was there actually. Florida Panthers. They beat Canada's Edmonton Oilers Game 7 last week. Pain's still with me. Taking home their first Stanley Cup. This is a nail.
But I got to tell you,
what went wrong,
John? Listen, that was a fantastic game. It was a fantastic game. The Panthers won because they deserved it. The Oilers showed real gumption, and they showed up. But, John, I think the most important thing that I got from that game that for me was heartfelt was Alanis Morissette singing both the Canadian and the U.S. national anthem, and everybody singing along. Americans sang theirs, Canadians sang theirs. There was no booing. That, to me, was a testament to our relationship with our friends and neighbors to the south. And we played a good game. And, John, they shook hands at the end. And I got to say, it was great hockey. It was great hockey. They won because they were the better team of that day.
Yeah,
and congratulations. to everybody in Florida.
Exactly. They had a good season. It wasn't. I didn't think the Oilers could. I mean, I wanted them to beat them four games to win the series, but that's hard to do. What was that stat? 1942 or something like that. A team coming back.
And it was the Toronto Maple Leafs
and it was Toronto.
It was my Toronto Maple Leafs. They're the heartfelt, man, against the Detroit Red Wings, and they came back and won. The Leafs did.
Well, maybe there's next year. There's still hope for Canadian
There's always
team.
next year.
All right, we got to let you go. Michael Chervon, thank you so much. Always a pleasure. All right, that's going to do it here for Sunday Report. Thanks so much for watching. Lydia Serrano is up next here with Sunday Agenda.